Hi, everyone. My name is Luz Ramirez. My friends and family call me Lucy, so I answer to both names, Luz or Lucy. And welcome to my podcast. Tonight I have Quentin. He is my battle buddy, actually, in a project that we're doing called Project Forward. So we're very excited because this is the start of an opportunity for us to learn how to really develop our presence within the social media. So we're excited. We've had to do a couple challenges that, pushed us out of our comfort zone, and that's not a bad thing. That's great. And so this is the start of probably you seeing a lot more of us out on YouTube, maybe other social media platforms. Not that you'll enjoy seeing us, but this is something that we need to get used to. So we have a lot of information that we have that we would love to share. And that's one of the reasons that I have Quentin on tonight, because I'm going to ask him a few questions. And then I want him to tell us a little bit about himself, a little bit about the experiences that he's had, and maybe we can learn something about him. And this might be a way for him to also develop what he wants to teach others. So, Quentin, welcome tonight to the podcast. And why don't
Thank
you go
you.
ahead and introduce yourself to us and our audience, and let us know a little bit more about you.
Oh, yes. My name is Quentin Oliver. I live in Maryland. I recently, started the Pace Morby um, mentorship because I was trying to learn more about how to invest in housing and real estate. Um, it's my biggest thing was time management. So I've been working on that. So I'm able uh, to complete certain projects. So um, it's coming along. It's coming along. It's been a long road, but I finally made it on here to speak with y'all.
Well, welcome. Thank you. I know it is quite grueling, all the tests that we have to do, but each time I feel like it pushes us out of our comfort zone a little bit more. At least I'm feeling a little bit better about that.
Yes,
I wouldn't be
yes.
caught dead on camera before. I absolutely have always run away from the camera. I'm very insecure about how I appear on camera, and so I'm always like, no, no, no cameras, only pictures, no video.
Yes, yes,
So
me
I
too.
think this is helping us break down that barrier. And I know I'm feeling a lot more comfortable as every time I do one of these videos. So let's move on with my first question of you. And then
Sure.
feel free to share whatever you want, and what you don't want, that is fine. But I've just got a series of questions here that just to kind of break the ice a little bit and get to know you a little bit more. Okay.
Sounds great.
All right. So if you could go back and give your 18-year-old self one piece of advice, what would that be?
Um, I would say invest in real estate because learning of the federal, basically the federal, you have federal tax deferred. When you have a property, you get 27.5 years of depreciation. And with that, you can actually claim your first 7 years, your first year. Now, and if I was buying a piece of property every year when I was 18 up until now, and all the money that I would have been saving from my W 2, I'll have over $1 million right now. So I look back at that once I learned that, I was like, why wasn't Pace around then to tell me? So, but
And
now
absolutely. And then each property, the appreciation. I mean, year after year after year after year, the equity that you end up, growing based on the fact that it's appreciated all over all this time.
that is correct. That is correct.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I would have also had said invest in real estate now.
Exactly. I never looked at it when I was young. That really wasn't a thing. I was always told to get my job, start your career, and that's where you need to be. But I never had someone to tell me that all these other things that I could have been doing. But
Absolutely.
it's never too late.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's not exactly. It's never too late, and I feel like there's this common information that is passed on, that you go to school, you get your high school degree, you get a job, or you go on to college, you get a job, you buy a house, you buy a car, you get married, you retire, and you live off of your retirement fund, right?
That is correct.
And you know, it's mind blowing to know that there are so many other options out there, that that is not the one way that we have to live our lives. So I think that would be great for any 18-year-old to be even told now. Years ago, that would have been wonderful to know, but now, even now, every
Yes,
18-year-old should know this now. Yeah,
that is correct.
great. All right. So in your career, what have you been doing over the past, let's say, 20 years? What have you been doing? And in that time, what is the one thing that you have been the most proud of? What project or what have you done that you really are excited about, that you feel like this to me has been a moment of pride, something I'm very proud of that I accomplished?
Well, what I, the field that I'm in is into I test, public water.
Okay.
Um, a lot of people don't know that what's actually in that water. The EPA allows a certain amount of minerals, a certain amount of pesticides, and to actually to come through. And what they say, which is a minimum, doesn't mean that it's healthy for you.
Mhm.
So um, I would say tell anyone that to to get some type of filtration system into their home for their water. Like I wouldn't even, I wouldn't even feed it to my pets to let them drink it.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
you'd be really surprised what's in there. Sometimes you might be feeling sick and not even really understand it and know it unless you go to the doctors. And then if you go there, then the doctor will say, "Well, what's do you use your water? Do you drink it?" And and then they might have to run several tests to find out exactly what's going on. To find out that, well, you got this, and then they're trying to find out how did you catch it. And a lot of the pathogens like cryptosporidium and stuff like that, it will come through your water system that you're getting into your house. Sometimes you get news advisories will tell you to boil your water and stuff like that. All right, now that might take care of some types of bacteria, but heat doesn't kill all types of viruses and stuff. So they will still pass through. And when you have metals, pesticides, and things like that, now those things are still in there. So the only way to really to get them things out of there, out of your water, would be to is for a filtration system or RO. It's reverse osmosis.
Oh,
You
wow.
have a system in there, and so you can get purified water. And a lot of times people don't know either that you have appliances and you think that your appliances is just going up because it's time for it to go up, but it's only 3 or 4 years old. Those appliances go up right because of your water. You have hard water. There's mineral
Really?
deposits that get into there, messes up your refrigerator, your dishwasher, um, your laundry machine, all those things, your fixtures in your home. You ever had a shower and the water doesn't come out as fast as it used to come out?
Yes.
Well, that's because of the mineral deposits that's inside of there. After a long point of, after a long time, your pipe will actually close up. A lot of times it's from iron. Iron will actually close your pipes out. If you have real acidic water, water is basically neutral 7, and if you go from 7 to 6, it's 10 times acidic. Then 10 times more would be 100 times acidic, and then 1,000 as you go down. And if you go up, it's alkaline, and it goes every 10 times is 100 to 1,000 up. Now, the acidic water will deteriorate your piping and deteriorate um, um, your appliances. If you have copper in your home, it will cause it to have pinholes to come out. Um, and if you had copper in your home and it was built before the 60s, the type of solder that they used to put those pipes together was lead. There really was no concern about it then at that time. But if you have hard water, acidic water coming through your line, that water will eat that lead off of the piping and get into your water. So you're drinking basically lead.
Wow.
So
So
um,
a filtration system, what do you recommend then as one of the as the best filtration system you could input in your home based on that information? I mean, I honestly thought that, okay, yes, tap water. I try not to drink it, but if we drink it, it should be okay. But based on this, I don't even want to touch that water.
no, well, the best system to have is a reverse osmosis throughout your home, your whole house, but
The
that's
home.
expensive.
Uh-huh.
So, but a lot of times, a lot of people will just get that surfaces to their maybe their kitchen sink.
Uh-huh.
So you might have your spigot, and then on the side of that, you have another spigot. That water is hooked up to a reverse osmosis, and so you can drink that water. And actually, reverse osmosis is treatment is better than bottled water that you get. Um,
Really?
removes 97% of all contaminants and viruses from that, from your water. But there's also other things to fix your water. Like if your water is heavy acidic, you'll use like a softener or a iron pro or a neutralizer. All these things are different types of devices that will change your pH no matter if it's low, high, bring it up, and whatever you have into it, it'll clean it out. So you have, clean water to drink.
So is there a testing kit that I could get on my own, or would I have to hire somebody like you to come and test the water to determine how high the acid is, or I mean, where the levels are?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you probably can get a kit probably at your local Lowe's, something like that. Um, a lot of times those places will um, be affiliated with companies like I work for, and they will give you one of our cards and tell you what to call this company because they are specialists,
Mhm.
and then we'll come out there to we can see your tests. You can do certain tests at your house, but we have a lab to where we can actually um, really identify certain things that you just really can't do with this little household kits.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. Absolutely. Okay, well, that's fascinating to
Yeah.
not know I was going to learn that much about water, and now I don't want to drink my water.
Well,
Well,
you just be surprised at what's in the water. You can't see it. It's there. So
oh,
one day if you drunk your water, you feel a little nausea, it's probably because of your water.
all right. Well, good to know. All right. So on that note, and this, what's the biggest challenge you're facing in your role, your business, or project right now, and how are you tackling it? And it doesn't necessarily have to be related to your job. It could be also your new venture into real estate.
Yes. Well, the biggest thing I was facing at first was financing. But now I'm building the business credit up now, and building my credit score up so I can be able to get those things. But at first, I was like, well, what I'm going to do? Um, how do I get this money to invest? But also, there's other things out there that I've come to find out that Pace has other business ventures, other ways that where we can get capital to do our projects if we want. Those things I didn't know that exist. So I'm I'm looking at properties, and if I do find anything that I can, uh, uh, you know, to invest or to purchase, I'll get into the chat with my fellow Gators, and and try to JV with them until my credit get built up and be able to have cash flow to be able to do a lot of deals. Um, the other thing is time management, having time. So I made myself a little chart that this time I'm doing this, this is this. I mean, if I didn't make that chart, it's like not having no guidance. So with that chart, it's almost like I'm looking at it every single day. It's in my face, and it holds me to things to do, no matter what. But those are the two things that I've been facing.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, I agree that time management is a difficult one, and especially if you're working a full-time job.
That
And
is
it
correct.
sounds like you're still working. I know I'm working a full-time job as well and trying to figure out how to and when to, make calls, have meetings, connect with people, do, search for opportunities, search for deals. It's a
That's
lot.
correct.
A lot.
Yes.
Yeah. Even my son
Yes.
was telling me, he's like, I thought you already worked today. Yes, I did work today, but this is the other work that I'm doing. It's like, okay,
Yep.
let me know when you're finally done working. It's like, yeah, I know.
That's true.
Yeah. So, what can you tell me is a common myth about your job or field of expertise?
A common myth. Um, I would have to still lean with like the FDA or the EPA saying that your water is okay for you to drink.
I was
So
thinking the exact same thing. I was just thinking that I'm like, oh, that the water is okay to drink.
because like they have this limit, what they say is dangerous, but beyond this point, but it's long time consumption of it is dangerous now. So all right, I might get a little bit of lead, but it's only 0.0001. It's okay, but
You'll be okay.
you'd be okay. But you
Yeah.
know, now you have things that's nitrous into your water. Now, nitrous is very dangerous for babies 6 months and younger.
Mhm.
I don't know if you ever heard of baby blue syndrome, where the nitrous would actually take all the oxygen because it absorbs it from out of the bloodstream.
Really?
The baby would turn blue and basically would suffocate because of the nitrous that's inside of the water is pulling the oxygen from out. So those things are really, really dangerous.
I've never heard of that, but wow. And I do a lot of work with infants. I mean, me not personally, but I oversee a program at my agency where we
Mm,
are working with parent education and working with child development and brain development and helping parents on what they should be doing, what they shouldn't be doing at the different stages. And this is the first time I've heard of this, so I
yeah,
am actually making a note of this because I am uh,
yeah,
going to definitely be looking into this. Make sure that we get a little bit more information on this. Wow, I've never heard of this.
yeah. Blue baby syndrome.
Baby blue or blue
Yeah.
baby?
Blue baby syndrome.
Blue baby syndrome. Okay.
Yeah.
I made a note of that. Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Very interesting. All right, let's move on to maybe something a little bit more less intense with work. So if
Okay.
you could be
Yeah.
remembered for one thing, what would that be?
I would say being a good father.
How many children do you have?
Three.
Three. Okay.
Three. My youngest two. Me being out there when I was this has been many years ago, but when they was small and when I was single, I had I would have one carrying one and then pushing the other one in the stroller, and then uh, I'm the only dad that's doing this. Everybody else, every time I take them out, I see all the ladies there with their children and their husbands and everything, and I'm the only guy that's pushing pushing one in the stroller and carrying one in my arms. So I've been to a lot of events, a lot of birthday parties, and all those things, and people will say, "Wow, you're here, you're doing this." I mean, and it's something when you have one is a girl and one's a boy. So when the girl has to go to the bathroom and she's so small, so you gotta take her into the men's room no matter what. So I
Right.
have to deal with that. I have done it all.
Wow, that's great though.
Yeah.
That's great. Congratulations on doing that because not a lot of fathers will step up and do that. And so that's wonderful.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
great job. All right. Another question here for you. Let's see. Okay, this is an interesting one. And it makes people think, and oftentimes the answer I get is, "Oh, I actually have thought about this." So,
Oh,
if you won $10 million tomorrow, what would you spend it on?
good question. I thought about that.
See?
Now that I have a trust, I will put the money into my trust and become my own bank. Won't spend none of it, but invest in it the right way.
Good. Yeah, it's smart. I agree with you. It was interesting. I had that conversation with my dad a while back, and that's exactly what he said. He said I would put it into a trust or a foundation. A
Yeah, there you
foundation, because a
go.
foundation
Smart
will
man.
give you, you'll be able to take some of the money out over
Hmm.
time and it will grow. And he said that's what you could live off of. And I kind of went, okay, I see that. I get that. And that could
Yeah,
be a legacy that you leave to your family. So yeah.
that is correct.
Yeah, there's lots of ways of doing it. So you wouldn't go buy the sports car.
No, nope, not at all, not at all. Um, uh, and there's other things that I've learned too. I will get a insurance policy, and then I will have that insurance policy. So when I do pass, it'll stay into the trust, and then it'll also pay for the insurance policies that I'll take out for my children. So then they'll have a policy. So that's how you create generational wealth. So
Absolutely.
all these things I've been learning, and
Yep. I hear you. Absolutely. Generational wealth. Absolutely. Very important.
yeah.
So is there anything that I did not ask you that you would like to tell me?
Um, well, yeah. I'm glad that I joined Pace Mobley family, and started with this trying to invest in the properties, and because like I said, if I knew this a long time ago, oh, things would be so much different. But I definitely will. I definitely appreciate the opportunity, um, and I'm going to be I'm going to be teaching my son as I know the information. I'm going to teach him, so he'll be able to have that head start that I didn't have to get to where his end of his rainbow will be really nice for
Yeah, that's great. So tell me about an adventure that you've had that you would like to share.
me. Adventure, as adventure as of being going to another country
Any
adventure,
type of
or
adventure you'd like to share.
well, one time I was in the Bahamas, and this is many years ago. So, and I figured that I want to have a good time. I was there with my wife at that time. So so we're riding around the island. I did everything there, from the jet ski, some scuba diving, renting a moped, riding around the island all night long, stopping at the little bars and here and there, everywhere. So me being a man, so we riding down the road, and she said that she wants a coconut. So I decided to pull over and see this big tree there, and all right, I'm gonna climb up there to get you a coconut. So I pulled over, and now it's like a side road. It's awful. It's really dark down this little road here. And I'm standing there looking at this tree, like, oh, how am I going to climb up here? I already told I'm going to do it. I can't jump out on it now. So I was just about to climb the tree when a whole bunch of people were sitting in the woods that I couldn't even see. All I heard was, "You want a coconut, don't you?" And I said, "No." Get back on the bike. And then we took off straight back to the hotel.
Out of nowhere, they just came out and knew you wanted the coconut.
They knew. They said, because they seen me looking at the tree, so they knew I wanted a coconut. He said, "You want a coconut, don't you?" And I said, "No." I said,
What
"Let's
gave you
go."
that idea?
No, I said, "Let's go."
So your wife
But
did not get the coconut, I take
she
it.
did, unfortunately, no. Well, she did get a coconut drink from the hotel when we got back.
Well, that probably would have been more sensible than trying to climb a tree and grabbing a
Yes,
coconut.
I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, that's
They
one of
probably
the.
saved you from a little bit of trouble.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. I can imagine.
Well, thank you for that story and for spending some time with me and going through all my questions. I hope it wasn't painful, and I got to know you a little bit better. And I learned a lot about water. I'm very now I need to go look at my water and see what I put into my system, because that's making me really nervous now.
Yeah, you definitely get it tested, and definitely look into some type of filtration system or an RO for just your your kitchen. So,
Yeah,
so yeah.
absolutely. All right. Well, now I know what I'm going to be doing after this.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me, Quentin. And it's been a
Thank you.
pleasure.
You
All right.
too.
Have a good evening. Thank you
You too.
all.
Bye.